Mount Rushmore. Gutzon Berkeley decided which presidents would go on Mount Rushmore. He gathered up nearly 400 workers to begin the job. Berkeley wanted to use dynamite and pneumatic hammers to create the places where the presidents were being put. He thought these materials would get rid of more rock faster. The carving began in October 1929. Mount Rushmore was finished in 1941. Mount Rushmore is located in South Dakota. Berkeley thought South Dakota was a good spot to put the presidents he wanted. He thought George Washington and Abraham Lincoln would attract more national interest. Then later, he would add Thomas Jefferson and Theodore Roosevelt. Mount Rushmore is located near Keystone in the Black Hills, approximately 30 miles from Rapid City. Mount Rushmore is a giant place full of many things to do. Many wildlife animals like mountain goats, mermaids, chipmunks, squirrels, rabbits, and deer like to roam the memorial. There are also many trails surrounding the Black Hills. Mount Rushmore, you can even become a junior ranger. If you go to Mount Rushmore, junior ranger programs let you see and interact with the park. Berkeley decided Mount Rushmore should be named after Charles E. Rushmore. Charles had searched Mount Rushmore for minerals before the faces had been built. The constructing of Mount Rushmore began in 1927 and ended in 1941. Although the work was dangerous, no lives were lost in the making of the presidents' heads. But in the making of Mount Rushmore, Native Americans and environmentalists felt it was a disgrace to the natural landscape. Mount Rushmore is also known as the President's Mountain. Gutzon Berkeley died March 1941, and his son, Lincoln, finished the final details on Mount Rushmore. George Washington was one of the most important historic persons of our time. Washington was born in 1732 in Westmoreland County, Virginia. Washington had joined the military and fought in the British War. After the British War, George got into politics. Later, Washington became the first U.S. president. Washington's head was dedicated on July 4, 1934. Thomas Jefferson created the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson was born in Virginia in 1743. Jefferson was a very smart man and known for his intelligence. Jefferson got a job as a lawyer and also a politician. Jefferson didn't like the new laws government was making, so that's when Jefferson came up with the Declaration of Independence. Jefferson's head was dedicated in August 1936. Abraham Lincoln is another one of our old presidents who should be remembered by his kindness. Lincoln was born in 1809 in Hodgenville, Kentucky. Lincoln loved to learn, even though neither of his parents had a good education. Lincoln got into the House of Representatives in 1846. Later, he got into politics and was elected president. Lincoln's head was dedicated in September 1937. Theodore Roosevelt is another important president in our history. Roosevelt was born in the mid-1900s. He began his studies at Harvard. Roosevelt wrote a book in 1812 on the British War. After the British War, Roosevelt was elected mayor of New York in honor of his bravery. Later, he was elected vice president of the United States. Roosevelt's head was dedicated on July 1939. Reliving the world's greatest history.